Anju has been trained to become the deadliest assassin in Narishma, a drow, persecuted by elves now at the pinnacle of society thanks to her queen Kallio conquering the country. Her latest mission? To kill the rebellion growing within the countryside. But not everything is as it seems, as truths unravel and the meaning of her warps to serve her own needs and those of the people around her. Tosh has grown to become an elf of education and expeditions, thrust into the quarries to serve under the drow queen. The vengeance he seeks against the queen only grows after he escapes with the help of Narishma's god Devada. Accompanied by a sprite, Tosh sets out, find the next dragon guardian and destroy the very government that enslaves his people. A country under war, magic and technology blending together. A mission that will take the races of Narishma on an adventure that will show where true loyalty rests and the sacrifices that must be made to maintain order. Right, so on the outside, Shadow of the Crown looks like your standard coming to terms with reality, fantasy, rebellion sort of novel. There is, you know, a queen and her warrior assassin who then discovers that maybe things aren't as they should be, there are problems with the society that this queen has created, and that things need to change. However standard that sort of rebellion against the throne might seem, this book is a lot more than that. This has a lot going on, and by a lot going on I mean the individual pieces that make up the world building are really quite impressive. We have technology that is fusing with magic, we have rivalries between races that have lasted for generations, we've got political situations, there's deities involved. I mean, there is a lot going on, which makes the story actually very interesting because you get all of these complexities from the world building and you combine it with the fairly standard rebellion against the throne, trying to create a better society plot, and you get something very interesting. It's kind of fun to watch all of these pieces come together because there are a lot of them, and it's just, you know, not what I was expecting. As far as the characters go, I think that they are portrayed fairly well. Again, you have to take into account that there are certain archetypes that you're going to find within this situation, one of which is our hero character. Of course, she is sort of a reluctant hero, Anju is, because things were going well for her. She was fairly high status in her society, and then it changed. So we have our standard hero, which reluctant hero, but so she's kind of snarky, a bit sassy, she's very capable, but she also has enough compassion to be able to worry about the world around her and about the things that have brought this to come to pass. I think it's very interesting the way that that is done. As far as the other characters go, I like Tosh quite a lot. I think he is probably the most fun because he's trying really hard. He wants to change things, but he complains a little bit and it's very entertaining. Yeah. I would say, though, that my biggest problem with this novel is the editing. There are typos and problems interspersed throughout the novel that just jar you right out of the page. You're reading, it's nice, it's very good to get immersed, and then you get jarred right out. And unfortunately, this happened fairly frequently. I found it very distracting, actually, and I think that detracted from what could be a very good novel. If that sort of thing doesn't bother you, then this is definitely a good one. I say it's very, very interesting. The world building is fantastic. The plot is fun. It's kind of a spin on your standard what you would expect sort of a thing. It's just, yeah, it's very nice. However, the editing kind of drives me a little crazy. Now, from what I understand, the editing in book 2 is different than the editing in book 1. I'm not entirely sure if that's accurate, but I think it might be. So keep that in mind. It could just be the one book that is problematic. It really, my critique has nothing to do with the story, it has nothing to do with the characters, it's just the writing itself has a few problems. However, if that doesn't bother you, go ahead. It's a great thing. I think it's a very interesting book. I like the world building quite a lot. Yeah. As usual, all of the links are in the description box below. You can find Amber Morant there. You can also find my stuff there as well. Still waiting. Still waiting. There are apparently some COVID issues with the printers, so but book 2 will appear at some point. In any case, that's pretty much all I've got for you today. I hope you have a fantastic day and don't go quite crazy in the summer heat, or, well, not summer heat, I guess, if you're in the southern hemisphere. Okay, I'm gonna move on before my brain fries completely. Yeah, have a great day, and I shall see you next time. Bye.